I just bought this 2015 Honda CR-V for $9,000 in cash just to see if I could flip it for a quick profit, literally all for you guys. And as somebody that owns a car rental business, I'm always looking to add more cars to my fleet. And after buying and selling hundreds of cars, I've developed a plug-and-play strategy literally anyone can replicate to make thousands of dollars in pure profit flipping cars every single month. Like the Honda CR-V you guys just saw. I picked it up for $9,000 in cash, and same day I have a real offer in person for $2,000 more than what I paid. Yes, literally before I even bought the car, I had an offer $2,000 more than what I was going to pay. And that's exactly what I'm gonna cover for you guys in this video. How you can make thousands of dollars every single month flipping cars with zero experience. But Alex, where am I gonna find these cars? I don't have a dealer's license. Well, I'm glad you asked. Where are we gonna find these cars? Facebook Marketplace, where you could get scammed for nearly anything, but also find a diamond in the rough. Every single state allows individuals, not businesses or dealers, to sell cars up to a certain amount or a limit every single year. In the state of Florida, it is 3. So if you live in the state of Florida, you can sell 3 cars every single year without having a dealer's license, which honestly is the perfect amount, because after selling 3 cars, you should have a good idea whether or not this business is going to be a good fit for you.
So don't blow it. Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it.
Alright, so for the purpose of this video, I'll be breaking down the 2015 Honda CR-V that I purchased last week. In order to do this successfully, you're going to need a couple of free tools. And of course, you can find these tools linked in the description down below. You're going to need Carvana.com, CarMax.com, Carfaxed used car values, and Carfaxed car care, and of course, Facebook Marketplace. Let's go ahead and start with Facebook Marketplace, as this is where we're going to be able to actually find the car. But before we start the search, let's go over some ground rules that are actually going to lead to success. The first thing that you have to understand about Facebook Marketplace is that you have to put in time, and the algorithm actually rewards people that spend the most time on Marketplace with the best deals. For example, the first 2 days that you look, they're probably going to show you bad results and not really that great of deals. But by day 3, the algorithm will have adjusted to see exactly what you're looking for and start to populate those search results with exactly that. And the next thing, you can't put in an hour's worth of work every single day and think that's what it takes to find a really good deal. In order to properly train your marketplace to show you those results, I recommend looking at 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and 9 p.m. all for at least 30 minutes. And if you do that, you're guaranteed to find options that fit this criteria. And the best part is most people watching this video aren't gonna put in that time in order to find a good deal. So if you are the one that puts the time in, you're already gonna be 10 steps ahead. Essentially what we're looking for on Marketplace is really only true private party sellers, no dealers or nobody trying to be a dealer on the side. How can I tell if they're truly a private party seller? Just click on the listing, and if they're selling a ton of extra cars, then well, probably they are a dealer or are running a dealership on the side through Facebook Marketplace. Really what you're looking for is a car for sale, but the seller has sold other items before that are not cars. That's really the perfect person that we're looking for on Marketplace. We also need the car to be a clean title vehicle, so make sure to check the description of the listing, and if it does say clean title, then you're good. Move on to the next step. If not, just shoot the seller a message and say, hey, is this vehicle clean title? If so, what's the VIN? Because later on, we're gonna need the VIN no matter what, because the VIN number is really all we need to pull whether or not this is gonna be a good deal for us to purchase. And with the VIN, we're gonna be able to get all of the data for completely free with those free tools that I mentioned earlier. So if it's clean title and you have the VIN, let's head over to Carvana, put in the VIN number, and act like we ourselves have this vehicle and are going to sell it to Carvana. You can either guess what features this car has by looking at the photos, or you can simply just ask the owner if it has any of these extra features that Carvana is explicitly asking you for. Always say you want to sell it to them, no loan, and the top condition that you can tell them, which I believe is pretty great condition. condition. Why pretty great condition? Because they will nickel and dime you for the condition way more than it would cost us to actually fix it ourselves. And the true hack that most people don't know about Carvana is the fact that they offer most of the time 90% higher than any other instant offer company. And the best part, the person that drives the truck to come pick up your car, well, that's the mechanic that double checks it's in pretty great condition. And this is coming from somebody that's sold plenty of cars to Carvana, i.e. it's not a real mechanic that comes and double checks the car. So every single time that I've ever sold a car to Carvana, the offer that they give is the price that they pay every single time. So as an owner of a rental car fleet, this is me minimizing my risk. I won't ever buy a car from Marketplace that doesn't have a Carvana offer at what I pay or higher than what I pay to minimize my risk and buy cars that already have built-in equity. Because if an issue does come up, I can just minimize my losses and sell the car that I just bought straight to Carvana and keep it moving. Or better yet, if the car gets totaled out on a rental, I'll get paid out around 40% above what I paid because insurance pays fair market value. And if we combine both options, I buy it, rent it out while I'm selling it, I can double dip on the rental income and from the profit on the sale. And usually I'll wait 2 to 3 months to sell the car because I'm trying to get top dollar, because I don't need to sell it because I'm still making money when it's out on a rental. I know you're probably saying, Alex, why don't they just sell it to Carvana themselves? They being the person that I'm buying the car from. For one, CarMax gave virtual appraisals or virtual values a bad rap. Meaning, of course, they want to see it in person before they put real money behind it, so that offer that they give you, they never get close to it after they see it in person. Because why would they? Carvana also doesn't buy business vehicles or vehicles that are registered under the name of a business, corporation, or LLC. Meaning they'll only buy vehicles that are titled in the name of an individual or to somebody's personal name. And last but not least, most people don't even know Carvana exists or about their buying process, which allows people like you and me to arbitrage these deals in profit. So after doing all of this, putting all that time in, you'll come across 1 to 4 options every day. 1 to 4 options that fit the Carvana offer method and have room for you to profit. So let's shift our focus back to the HRV. As you can see from his listing, he's asking about $13,000 for this car. I asked him for the VIN and headed over to Carvana to see what we were working with. As you guys can see, Carvana's offer came back at $10,500. Most people would have just stopped right there, but the majority of my wins come from negotiating, which most of the time is only going to happen in person. Before I go meet with him and possibly waste even more time, let's get some more info first on the car. When you find a car that seems to check all the boxes, you want to truly verify that it's a good option, and this is how I do it. Go over to CarMax, enter in the VIN, and get them to give you an offer just so we can see if it's somewhat close to the offer that Carvana gave. Could be higher, could be lower. We just want to make sure that it's close to what Carvana's offer was. The next thing we want to do is check the service history. And there's actually a loophole where anyone can see a vehicle's service history straight from Carfax, absolutely free. And don't worry, it's 100% legal. So if you're a car guy and you find this next tip helpful, all I ask is you leave a simple like on this video and subscribe if you like content like this. Okay, so you'll need to download the Carfax Car Care app. It looks something like this. I'll go ahead and pop it on screen. Sign up for a free account. All you need is your email, your information, and that's it. Next, go ahead and take that VIN from the car you want to buy and add that VIN to your garage. In the Car Care app, it shows your garage, which simply is just your vehicles, and your vehicles, you can see the service history for absolutely free. And once you add it, just as I said, head over to the service tab on the bottom, and you can see every single submitted service history to Carfax that's ever been done on this vehicle. And also within the Car Care app, it does give you vehicle value, so a trade-in value and a private party value. Take a look at those values just to compare to the Carvana, the CarMax offer, just to be sure that they're similar and that you're getting a really good deal. And the last place that we're gonna go ahead and pull data from just to double check that this is a good deal is, of course, Kelley Blue Book. Get the trade-in value on the Kelley Blue Book offer as well as the private party value, and just to compare to the other data sets that we already have on this car. So I got in the car and went to go meet with the seller. And after a little bit of negotiating, I was able to get him down to $9,000 flat for this 2015 HRV. I also brought my mobile mechanic with me to help create some leverage. This is a must. You will never ever buy a car from Facebook Marketplace without having a mechanic or a mobile mechanic verify and vet that car for you. And if you do, well, you should probably rethink this business. A couple of the tires had some tire rot just because the vehicle had been sitting for a while, so I was able to knock off a little bit of money because of that. And just so happened the driver's side rear window malfunctioned while we were on the test drive. It wasn't working properly, but randomly did come back and start working. So I was also able to scrape some off his asking price because of that issue as well. The crazy thing is he had an offer from CarMax at $10,200 and he wasn't gonna go any lower than that until randomly the window stopped working. So I guess you can say everything happens for a reason. So where do we go from here? Well, that's up to you. Since I personally own and operate a car rental fleet, I'm gonna double dip on this one, meaning I'll list it back on Facebook Marketplace somewhere around $15,000 for this vehicle. And if it sells, it sells. I'll make an easy $6,000 profit. But in that time frame, I'll just be adding it to the fleet so I can make a consistent profit of somewhere around $1,500 every single month just off rentals from this vehicle. And I could, of course, sell the car right now for that $1,500 profit straight to Carvana. But I've done this enough times to know that if I did that, I'd be selling myself short. And if you own a rental car company, or maybe you thought about starting one, that is basically my entire entrance and exit strategy for every vehicle that I add to the fleet. And it's the exact process that you can copy and replicate to see success in your rental car business. So if that's you, I put together a completely free list of the best cars for anybody to start a car rental business with, the most profitable ones, all for free. Linked in the description down below, so be sure to check that out. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like for me. And as always, why haven't you subscribed yet?